My spirit guide portal, Holy Mary, Mother of Love, came to me, wanted to share with you a message for July. Now, one of the things that she wanted me to stress was if you happen to be hearing this or seeing this, and it's not July, that it's still an important message for you to hear. So she wants to talk about love, the energy of love, but most importantly, the energy of self-love. She says it's the thing that so many people struggle with, is actually loving yourself. So I'm going to check in with her here, find out what she has to say, what maybe the energies are of the month. But even like she said, whenever you hear this, it means it's an important message for you. So Mother of Love is wanting to share with you, if you're struggling with loving yourself, it's the time to put attention onto the habits that you're doing day to day. So Holy Mary, Mother of Love, is saying that if you're seeing this message, it's important for you to actually embrace the idea that you can love yourself. That if you've had any kind of self-hatred, now a lot of people hear the word self-hatred and they think, oh, I don't have self-hatred. There's just things I don't like about myself. Now, any form of dislike was what she's wanting you to understand is a form of self-hatred, okay? When you don't like the way your legs look, or your tummy is, or your weight, or the way your hair is, that you're always wishing for you to look different or be different, that's not an act of self-love. She wants you to understand that because she's wanting you to start embracing the habit of loving yourself. She says that a lot of dislike or self-hatred is just a habit. And what's important for you to do is to recognize that, oh, if it's just a habit, I can change it. So a lot of times people feel like, oh, I'll never be able to love myself unconditionally the way I am because I have all these defects, that whatever those defects are. Maybe it's you're impatient, or maybe you don't tell the truth all the time, you're dishonest, or maybe you don't like your weight, or that you eat too much, or that you don't eat healthy food, or whatever it is. She's saying that she wants you to embrace that you're doing it because, like if you're eating too much, or you're not telling the truth, and you know that we've all been told it's not good to lie, right? And if you know spiritually, what comes around goes around, like there's karma, so whatever you're putting out to the universe is coming back. And it's about helping us grow spiritually, not to make us suffer, okay? But when we do some of these things that we probably are, like you might be judging yourself for, you do it because it's a coping mechanism. It's how you cope with things because you're afraid. You're coping with, maybe you don't tell the truth because you're afraid to have confrontation. Maybe you don't tell the truth because you're afraid that someone's not going to like you or disapprove of you, okay? Maybe you eat too much because it helps you with your anxiety and you haven't found a way to actually reduce your anxiety without eating. And so to understand that it's a coping mechanism and that you have to love yourself, that your body, mind, and soul is just trying to help you to cope. Now, the self-love habit that she wants you to create is when you see yourself doing your coping mechanism, whether it's overeating. It could be even judging yourself. Like she wants me to share with you, I grew up in an environment where I became like a perfectionist. And I had to come through what I call a recovering perfectionist. And I had to start to accept that, like, done is better than perfect. Because I grew up in an environment where there was a lot of criticism when things weren't done to a certain standard. And it made me feel like I had to make everything perfect. I was always trying to make it perfect, perfect, perfect. And I would get stuck in not moving forward because of perfectionism. Have you ever been there? Where you're trying to make something perfect and you can't get it produced and put out because of your perfectionism? Or maybe you put it out, but then you constantly pick at yourself and criticize how you could have been better. Okay? I had that for years, where I would look at things and always see what was wrong with it and never see what was right with it. So Mother of Love wanted me to share that with you because she wants you to, when you notice when something is wrong with something, to at least take the energy to notice what is right with it, what you've done right with it, what's good about it. And so that you're equalizing the energy, at least between dislike with some love. And what she'd really like you to do is actually talk about what you love about it. So like for me, when I create spirit guide portals, when I first started doing it, and the voice can still come up now at times, when, especially if I don't get enough sleep, she wants you to recognize that, to recognize what's going on in your life too, okay? That's part of the self-love habit. You start to love yourself by going, well, one of the reasons maybe I'm criticizing myself is because I haven't had enough sleep, or I'm hungry and that body's hungry, I'm not able to be as patient, or I'm not able to give myself the leeway of not being perfect. So she's wanting you to just start to recognize, become aware of when you're in dislike or self-hatred, okay? And then balance the energies by noticing something that you like. So if you're criticizing your weight, notice something that you like about yourself. Maybe it's your beautiful hair. Or if you're criticizing, how much you eat, maybe you notice, oh, how well that you can, write an email, or how well you are in efficiency of responding to people. Something where you're always bringing the energy back to something you do well. This is what Mother of Love really wants you to, invites you to do, if you're willing to do it. And she's asking for you to put it in the comments if you hear this message of what you're going to start noticing that you do well. And she says you can come onto the comments more than once, because she said that speaking it out loud, and even though on comments you're typing it, it's about that energy of intention of acknowledging, because it's the acknowledgement that starts to shift and change the habit. So you acknowledge that you're in the habit of dislike or self-hatred, and then you acknowledge that I'm going to do something active to be in the energy of self-love, that I'm going to love something about myself. I'm going to love something that I do, something that I say, something that I create. So when I do my spirit guide portals, there's always an ugly stage, and that voice in my head can come out and go, ooh, this portal's not looking so good right now. And I have to recognize, that's okay. This is the ugly stage. And I love myself, the fact that I'm willing to put forth the energy to actually create these spirit guide portals that have blessings in the world to help, change the consciousness of the planet, to change the energy of the planet from fear to love. Because each portal ultimately is coming with helping us understand something about ourselves, so that we can start to really be in the truth, the spiritual truth of the energies that are the vibrations that are really here, not the fears. So Mother of Love is asking you to make just a small commitment to equalize the energy. Not to say you're going to love every little thing about yourself, but just to notice and affirm something that you're going to start to love in yourself when you notice something you dislike about yourself. Okay? So, if you have any questions, comments, please put them in the comments as shares. I'd love to see them. And have a miraculous day. All right, blessings.